which is Yerla Medical in Mumbai. Today's topic is Shastrokta Dravyaguna Vidnyan and Chikitsa Siddhanta for Pranavaha Srotas with reference to single drug use. This topic is selected because just to show if we can use single drugs or single medicine, single molecule instead of a kalpa. So what can be done? Next, the prayojan, the Shastrokta Sankalpana with reference to one is Sroto Dushti Hetu, second is Sroto Dushti Lakshan, third one is Chikitsa Siddhanta, and fourth is Shastrokta Dravya Upayogita. Now here the subject will be covered only in reference with Guna Sankalpana. It will be mainly emphasizing on Guna Sankalpana. Next please. If we go through the Shastrokta Pranavaha Srotas Dushti Hetu, we come across some findings. Those are in front of you. The Hetus given by Samhita, first one is Kshaya. If we consider this Hetu and if we try to identify the Guna concept, then the following Gunas come in front of us. First one with reference to Kshaya comes Ruksha, comes Labhu, third one is Vishada, and fourth one is Khara. These gunas can do Kshayaja karma, Kshayat iti karma in Pranavaha Srotas. Second is Sandharana. Accordingly, the gunas are kept in front of you, mainly Shita and Sukshma. Third one is Rauksha. So Rauksha directly tells you Ruksha Gun, then Vishada Gun, then Khara Gun. Fourth one is Vyayamat Shuddhitasya. Some people say Vyayamat is to take separately, Shuddhitasya is to take separately, but that is not true according to me. It is to be taken together, and that is what I guess Samhita also say. And according to that, in that Samprapti, mainly Ushna, Ruksha and Khara Guna, these are the three gunas play the important role in as Hetu in Pranavaha Srota Dushti. The fifth one is Anyesha Darunaihi. Darunaihi itself says a very particular meaning. And according to it, some gunas come in front of us. Those are Kathina, Tikshna, Parusha, Vyavai, Vikasi and Ashukari. All these are coming under Daruna category. Those are not mild gunas. Next please. Then Samhita tells us Sroto Dushti Lakshan. So Pranavaha Sroto Dushti Lakshan will give us the following gunas. So Ati Srushtam will give you Sara, Drava and Vikasi. Ati Baddham will give you Ruksha, Kathina, Khara, Parusha, Vishada. Alpalpam is to be taken as Alpalpam Kuchvasantam. Abhikshnam is to be taken as Abhikshnam Kuchvasantam. And the third one, Sashabda Shulam is to be taken as Sashabdam Kuchvasantam. So according to that, the gunas come in front of us are for Alpalpam Ruksha, Khara and Shi. For Abhikshna, Chala and Tikshna. And for Sashabda Shula, the gunas come in front of us are Ruksha, Shita, Khara, Parusha and Kathina. So after this, next please. If we see, now just we have seen the gunas relating to Hetu and Hetu and Dushti and Lakshanas, the common gunas are in these manner. And these all gunas, starting from Ruksha to Ushna, these all gunas are dominantly Vata Prakopak gunas. First, and only guna Shita is Kapha Dushtikara guna. The most common gunas are Ruksha, Khara, Parusha, Shita, Vishada and Kathina. So if we come to this conclusion, the next question will be, what will be the Chikitsa? So, again Samhita says, next please, for Pranavaha Srot Chikitsa, the sutra given is Prana Dushtanam Shwasiki Kriya. It means Pranavaha Srota Dushti is to be treated same as described in Shwasa Roop. So now we have to know what treatment is given for Shwasa Roop. And for that, what is the Samprapti of Shwasa Roop? So, due to Kapha and Vata dosh, that is Avrod or Avruttata Sankalpana, is the great importance playing or taking part in Pranavaha Srota Dushti and treatment, we have to go and we have to treat the conditions followingly. Next please. The Chikitsa given for Shwasa is in Charak and it is Hikka Shwasarthikam Snigdhair Adav Svedai. All the words kept in red color are to show what Samhita tries to tell you, and these all words kept in red gives you all the gunas we have just seen. Those are directly opposite to the gunas which we have seen, and those are Snigdha, Ushna and Mrudu. Next please. According to these gunas, now we have to come to a equation which can be used to finalize the drug, and the equation can be taken like this: Rasa, Virya and Vipak, which are having the gunas, those are Snigdha, Ushna, Mrudu, Styan, Pichila, Guru and Sthira. So Madhura, Amla, Lavana and Katu. Madhura, Amla, Lavan and Katu are the Rasa. Ushna and Shita are the both Viryas, can be used according to the condition, according to the Dushti. And Vipak, all the three, Madhur, Ushna, Madhur, Amla and Katu. So now question is, if we can use all the three Vipaks, both the Viryas, how to proceed? Next please. For this, a simple mathematical presentation can help. What Samhita tries to tell us, I have tried to give you in an equation form. According to rasas, 4 rasa, the permutation and combination, Ekanta rasa, Dvi rasa, Tri rasa and all the 4 Madhur, Amla, Lavan and Katu are the possibilities which are 15 combinations, from which you can select one with one of the Viryas and one of the Vipak, because both the Viryas and all the 3 Vipak cannot come together at same time. So 15 possibilities into 2 into 3, this is the basic principle of mathematics which gives you 90 equations in front of you. From these 90 equations, what we find is the combinations will include all the Ukta and Anukta Dravyas from Ahar, Vihar and Aushadhi. For example, Ukta, we saw the Pranavaha Shwasarop Chikitsa Sutra in which Saindhav is mentioned, and Saindhav is Lavana, Shita and Madhur, which is one of the combinations from 90. And for Anukta, one equation I can give you, there is no example of drug for that equation till now. I have not found it in Grantha. That equation is Lavana, Shita and Katu. Lavan Ras, Shita Virya and Katu Vipak. Till now I have not found any drug which is having Lavan Ras and Katu Vipak. So this can be used further in future if we find some herb or any medicine. If we want to use it in single form, these equations can help at that time. That's what I feel. Next please. According to all these equations, one equation I have selected as an example, that is Katu, Ushna and Madhur. And for Katu, Ushna and Madhur, Bhavprakash has mentioned Ardra in Pranavaha Srotas. So if we go by Guna, Bhavprakash mentions Guru and Tikshna, which is opposite to all the gunas we have seen for Pranavaha Srota Dushti. And one extra gun is mentioned by Bhavprakash, which is questionable, which I have not written over here, or I have written over here giving a question mark, that is Ruksha. Why Bhavprakash has mentioned Ruksha gun for Ardra, where Apa Mahabhut is the dominant Mahabhut, still it is mentioned Ruksha by Bhavprakash and not any other Samhita in Gruhatri. So why is it so? This is a question in front of me. I thought I should keep this in front of you so somebody can find the answer and can write something on it, so I can publish it in Madhujivan so other people can also understand it. The karmas mentioned are Deepan, Rucha, Swarya and Jivha Kantha Vishodhana. These four karmas are mentioned by Bhavprakash, and other karmas are taken as what Shunti is having. That's what Bhavprakash says. I am not considering all the other karmas. I am just considering these four karmas because when a Samhita mentions a particular karma, the Samhita tries to tell us this is the main karma, the pramukh karma which this drug does, and all other karmas are there, but you have to think about it. But these karmas will happen. Those are Deepan, Rucha, Swarya and Jivha Kantha Vishodhana. These four karmas, they give you the organs. They tell you something about organs on which this drug is acting. And those are from Mukha. If we say Mukha, Yoga Ratnakar says 8 avayavas in Mukha. You can refer to Yoga Ratnakar. In that, Jivva, Kantha, Talu, Oshtha, Adi, 8 avayavas are mentioned on which Ardrak is useful. That's what Jivva Kantha Vishodhanam tries to tell us. So in Pranavaha Srota Dushti, if we are having, or if the patient is mentioning the symptoms which are affecting Mukha area, then Ardrak can be used. This is the inference we are getting. Rogaganata, if we see, Bhavprakash says it is Shwasa Rogagana, Kasa Rogagana, Rudra Rogagana and Shotha Rogagana. In this, relating to Pranavaha Srotas, only these four I have mentioned, all the others I have not mentioned. You can refer Bhavprakash for other Rogaganata. Basically, why I have done this is, these four rogas are referring Pranavaha Srota Dushti also. In these four rogas, we can find Pranavaha Srota Dushti. Next please. Since Bhavprakash says that Ardrak is Vata and Kapha Paha. Now, the question is, there are terms mentioned, as Nanal sir was also mentioning, there are terms mentioned and you have to know the meaning actually. What is Kapha Paha, what is Kapha Gna, what is Kapha Rut. So for that you have to go through Vyakaran. So that will give you an idea what Bhavprakash meant to tell you by Vata Kapha Paha and not Vata Kapha Gna. or what not about Vata Rut or Kapha Rut. Karma Pradesh, as I mentioned about Avayam, it is Urasthan, and that is about Kapha and Udana Vayu. Those are the main dosha types on which Ardrak is useful. Strotogamita, here Pranavaha Srot and Mahasrot both are coming in front of us, and Pranavaha Srotas Mool, Hruday and Mahasrot is the sutra given by Charak, in which Mahasrot is also coming. That's why Bhav Prakash is also mentioning here Mahasrot. According to doshit types, singular and combinations, Vata dosh will cover Pran, Udan, Saman and Vyan, if or with reference to Pranavaha Srot, and Bodhak Kaf and Kledak Kaf with reference to Pranavaha Srotodushti. So, according to this, the following diseases or the following conditions in which Ardrak will be useful in Hina, Madhya and Uttam Upayog will be like this. Kaphaja Vyadhi, very useful. Vataja Vyadhi, less useful. Kapha Vataja Vyadhi, very useful. And Kaphavrut Vat, also very useful. If we go through the Samhita, Charak Samhita for Avrutavat Chikitsa, you will find all these equations. So please refer to that. And the last one is Vataja Anyonya Avaran. Since the drug we have selected, Ardrak, is Deepan, it is useful in Samanavrit Vat. Please refer to Charak Samhita, Samanavrit Vat, Lakshan and its Chikitsa. You will come to know how it is helpful. And after this, next please. The thought about seasons, how Ardrak can be used or how Ardrak should be used. Hemanta and Shishira, it's very useful to use. Varsha and Vasanta, it is less useful. And Grishma and Sharad should not be consumed. This is what mentioned by Nigantu, and very particularly it is stating about when to use and when to not. Accordingly, we can think about the dosage and kal. It will depend and it will vary according to the age of the patient and severity of the disease. If anybody is having question about it, you can ask in question answer sessions, and anybody's contribution can help others to grow or to elaborate this thought, because this is what people ask. There was an incident, I was watching some news channel on which, a national news channel, around 9 o'clock in the night, there was a discussion going on, and there was a panel of 6 people in which one was a Vaidya, 3 were specialized doctors from various fields and 2 were journalists. At the end of the session around 9:25 or something like that, the anchor asked the doctors from modern science that what are your basic questions about Ayurveda. So one of the doctors asked, in our science we can tell if we give an X medicine or a XYZ some medicine, we can tell you at this point of time this medicine will act like this. We have not come across any of the paper or any of the person from Ayurvedic field who tells about the actions of Ayurvedic drugs in this manner, because we can understand the drugs better. Is there any thought in this reference? And there was, since only one Vaidya, his answer was surprising for me at least. He said, when a patient comes to us, we ask him whether your bowel is clear or not. If it is not, then we treat it accordingly. The question was, can you tell the drug you are giving the patient, what is the action and what is the calm? and there was no question about what you do first when your patient comes to you. So this is what the question is. If you go by this manner, I think you can find the way to elaborate the thought in this manner, because you will be knowing the drug better, and you can state that at this point of time you can find relief in these symptoms, you can find relief in these symptoms, and at this point of time you can find relief in the other symptoms, the remaining one. This is what is the benefit of this process. That's what I feel. I try to practice in this manner, and this is what the thought generally we use in Nanal tradition for single drug therapy at least, and by this manner only Vaidya Ramesh Nanal and Vaidya Vilas Nanal have established many drugs from single drug therapy. Even my great grandfather and my grandfather, they have used many herbs in single dosage form, and we are still using it, and that thought is based on these processes or these thoughts only. Thank you very much. I hope you have got my point clearly.
Thank you, Vaidya Satyavrat. Satyavrat has really made a sincere and successful effort in presenting the principles of Dravyaguna to the Chikitsa of Pranavaha Srotas, and have also given some thrown light on the Nanal tradition of the use of single drug therapy. I request Vaidya Vilas Nanal sir to present a floral bouquet to Vaidya Satyavrat Nanal.